Obviously really exciting to welcome our 2025 draftee crop. A fair bit of work goes in the preparation by David Walls and his team in prioritising obviously character first, but talent. We haven't had a significant amount of turnover in our list in the off season, but really excited about the group of young men that have joined the Freo Footy Club. So without further ado, we'll jump into them. And with pick 25, we welcomed Adam Swade. Jump up, Swadey. Obviously an NGA through Essendon and someone that we looked at closely and when the bid came through, and he was able to arrive at Freo. Just really excited, obviously an All-Australian through the All-Australians, the champs in the 18s, and the impact that he can have mid and forward is something that we see being a real talent, very composed, loves the contest as well, which he's talked about, and as you would have seen in the media, really special for he and his family and his community to be drafted. So I might just get you to talk a little bit about that and what it means from a family perspective and your community and jumping on an AFL list.
Hello guys, how are you? It was an unbelievable feeling, obviously. You don't get much Muslims getting drafted. We've only had about 5 to 6, but it was unbelievable. Told a lot of family to stay home because I was a bit nervous, but then my dad was like, you know what, bring them all in, make sure the little one stayed at home because I was a bit nervous. But an unbelievable feeling, such a surreal moment. Happy for my family. It was for them.
It's the best bit of vision from the whole draft, like the number of people you had there. How many times have you watched that back and just realised the moment?
I think most of the views are from me. I racked up, probably watched it about 50 to 100 times within that last 24 hours. But it was good. Obviously, that was one of the reasons I pushed so hard was because of them. They wanted to see me get to the highest level. So I'm just so proud.
What was it like walking into the club, and have you been a little bit starstruck by anyone?
Not really. Obviously, the first interaction was Caleb. Last night we had a dinner. He was the first interaction, which was good. Obviously, they all texted me when I got drafted, so they made sure I was comfortable, which was a good feeling as well,
How did you feel out there as well, having a little bit of a run around, I guess?
Yeah, loved it. They were very loud. They've got a new name. It's called Slim Swadey. So at least I've got a new nickname about. That was good. They've welcomed me with open arms. Been just kicking the footy.
Well, last year it was Bruce Reid for Murphy, and it was Andrew Brayshaw who was doing all that. He's not here today. Who's come up with Slim Swade?
Cooper Simpson. Named it.
And Adam, you're probably 5 days ago it would have been a big party that was expecting to maybe land at the Dons, stay in Victoria. How much of a whirlwind has it been to come over west?
I obviously had a good chat with Wolsey. Gave me as much information as I needed, that there was a strong possibility that I was getting bidded on. However, I didn't interact with the Essendon recruitment team of whether they were going to match it or not. I let them have that decision. Didn't put any pressure. Didn't really care. Just wanted to play AFL football, and this is where I am. I'm so excited. Going to give my absolute 110% to the club since they gave me the opportunity to live out my dream. So excited.
Does it help having been in the system through the academy and therefore you're meeting AFL players, meeting coaches and doing it differently to a lot of draftees? When you walk in here, whilst it's a different club, do you feel like a bit more at home because you've already met AFL players?
Absolutely. I've got the opportunity to train with some high talented players. Obviously down at the Essendon Football Club, I was training once a week down there as an NGA. So it was good. I got to see how the meetings worked, how the schedule worked from 8 to 4. It was a tough day. I used to get so tired when I got the opportunity to have an advantage. Some of the other boys haven't experienced that. So it was good. Great opportunity.
Dylan Moore, Adam, a player that you've modelled your game on a bit. What is it about him that you like and want to replicate?
Just that hybrid forward role where he can push up the ground and also transition. Just a small build that can just absolutely loves running, good ball user. He's tough in the contest and he can go both ways, outside and inside as well.
Do you see opportunities for yourself next season playing in that sort of role?
I believe so. If I train hard and I stay disciplined and I concentrate on my work, I believe I'll give myself a great opportunity to hopefully play that role, whatever Justin believes is the role for me.
You know much about the Freo small forward, like have you seen enough of them on telly to understand the guys you're going to be working with?
Obviously I've watched a lot of Freo. I've watched Murphy Reid, he's done very well to start his year. Shea Bolton, so crafty at his work. Has a lot of positions that he plays in. So, it's good. I'm excited to learn off them. I'll ask a lot of questions. Pretty confident. So, it'll be good.
And can you touch a little bit more on your faith? You mentioned that I think if you debut this year, you'll be the 7th in the AFL. Is there any sort of, I guess, particular challenges or anything that it adds to playing footy? Or
Not necessarily. Obviously, we're all the same. There's actually no impact on it when I'm playing footy. It's pretty much the same as being any type of person. So yeah, it's just a label that I'm a Muslim, very faithful as well. Make sure I do my commitments, praying 5 times a day, which is something I take a lot of pride in. So yeah, it's good.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Wadey. You're a national, mate. I should obviously acknowledge the work that the Basher Hawley Foundation has done in developing Swadey as well, and great that they could have 2 draftees in the crop gone by this year. Next up, Tobin Murray. Pick 20, pick 40, pick 20, pick 40. Look, it was obviously, again, we look at the AFL and there's a bit of a factory in the Geelong region as well, and the players that have come through. And again, someone that we looked at closely after missing out on the draft last year. A player that can get up and down the ground, a really significant work ethic, but very clean and talented in front of goal. So to be able to bring Tobin in has really excited us, and we think that he can have an impact going into next season. Over to you, mate.
Thank you.
Any questions for Tobin?
Tobin, what's your journey been like, not being picked up initially and having that year? How have you found it?
It's a difficult time, especially after graduating, and then all you know is football, and then it doesn't happen for you. But I think it makes you build resilience, and if you go about it the right way, it can make you stronger and on the other side of it. So it took 2 years for me, but everyone's journey is different, and made that pretty clear with my head coach down at Geelong VFL, and my journey's got me here now, and very excited and very keen.
How did you use that year? What were the things that you were focusing on in order to create this opportunity for yourself?
I always had that self-belief that I had the talent there. It was just the consistency piece, continuing to work on staying consistent, and showing my ability to get that out there to recruiters. And I was lucky enough this year, had some consistent games, and was able to show what I can do. And I'm here now.
Any players, Tobin, that you sort of drew inspiration from? So many players, I guess, in the AFL now that have had to wait for that chance.
From a mature age standpoint, maybe Sean Manor, just with that Geelong VFL AFL relationship there. Obviously drafted at 26, I believe he was. So he missed out on 8 years of getting drafted, and he's now playing every game, and in a similar role to me as well. So that's sort of Sean's sort of someone I've looked up to, and not only on and off the field as well.
Yeah. This club's got a history of drafting folks like yourself, mature age, and who've gone on and had a real impact. Do you take a lot of confidence in that, knowing that they picked you for a reason because they picked other guys and they're playing?
Yeah, I do, but I also believe that if you work hard enough and you have that self-belief there, like it can happen for anyone. And my opportunity came at this time, and I'm going to grab it by the hands and make the most of the opportunity. And I can't wait to get stuck into it.
have you had a lot to do with Sean Manor through the Geelong pathway, and did he give you any advice about sticking the course?
Yeah, a little bit. He in his first year there, he played few VFL games with myself, and he's given me a little bit of advice throughout every couple of games or when I see him around the club. But he's also just a great person outside the football club. So it's been really good to connect with him and learn and bounce ideas off him, which has been awesome.
The biggest thing you learnt from being part of that Geelong system, it does feel like they're very close to the AFL and AFL system.
For me, it was building relationships. I think that difference between VFL and AFL can be very separate at some clubs. So building those relationships with the AFL boys, so when it comes to game day, you know who you're running out with and what you're going to do as a group. So I'd say, building relationships.
Can you top Slim Swadey for your nickname yet?
Not quite yet. The boys call me Muzz, which is a nickname from back home in Colac. So we'll see what happens. When Andy Brayshaw gets out there. I've heard he's a nickname giver. So.
Thanks, Muzz.
Thanks, Muzz.
Well done.
Well done, Tobin. Look, when we got through the national draft, we knew that we were only going to take 2 selections, and when we looked through our order, really excited the opportunity arose for us to be able to draft in, pick out in the rookie draft, Leon Kickett, so I'll get him to jump up. Leon, really a human highlights reel when it comes to football, and the back end of the year we actually got to see him under our nose when he was playing league, played 2 games at the back end of the year with Swan Districts and obviously against us at Peel, so there's a fair bit of feedback from our defenders at Peel about the talent that existed here and something that we were really excited to bring into our squad. Tell us a little bit about your year, mate. So obviously transitioned through and able to get a league debut at the back end of the year. How did you find it?
Yeah, I kind of missed the meeting when they had it, so I was still sitting in there talking, and they was like, "Oh, Leon, you're debuting," and I didn't really hear him. So when I got in the room, we was all just laughing about it, and I just looked and I was like, "Oh, that's my name." And then yeah, I didn't really know it was me debuting, but yeah, it was a pretty good moment at that time.
And it sounds like a similar story to the draft. So obviously a bit of disappointment missing the national draft, but the next day you were actually, were you outside helping in the backyard or something when your name got called out in the rookie draft?
Yeah, we was definitely trying to connect to the speaker just to listen out, and I was just pretty much dawdling around the house just to try to listen to my name get called out. And then we heard Leon Kickett, but we didn't hear what Pickett was, and then we all just froze at the time. And then when we saw like the Instagram page, we all just jumped up and about, and then yeah, that's where we kind of saw it. So it was a bit up and down when we got the opportunity to see in it. So yeah, cheers to the Instagram page, I guess.
Yeah. And I'll obviously hand over, but a special connection to Freo as well with his cousin Dale, obviously a great of our club. So I'll hand over to questions for Leon.
Leon, talk to us about that family connection, and does it make it extra special to get to Freo?
Yeah, it was pretty good ending up here. Like, it's been a good opportunity for me, and knowing all the family are big supporters to Freo, and obviously landing here just made it 100 times better.
Does that provide you with inspiration along the way, having the family connection as you come through as a kid?
Yeah, like I've always watched the Kickett highlights, and yeah, just growing up I always wanted to do the same, and now the opportunity is here for me to play at the Dockers, knowing that Dale's been here. It's like, yeah, it's been real good.
Who are you going to be drawn to straight away to try and learn from, do you think?
Probably Shay. Like, he's probably one of the players I grew up watching when he was at Richmond, and yeah, I would love to just be mentored from him, and yeah, just learn every step that he takes, and just kind of be in his shadow a little bit.
You heard from him yet? Have you had a chat to him?
No, not yet. I'm just hoping for him to come back. Hopefully just him to come in tomorrow or something and just have a good yarn. But yeah, I just can't wait for him to come up.
This club's got a real... The Indigenous history with this group is quite amazing as a club. Like, it must be really proud to join that lineage now.
Yeah, it's good, and I'm happy that I met these blokes here too. They've pretty much made me feel real comfortable, and I hope it's been the same for them. And yeah, I just hope the outcome of all of our journey throughout the Dockers is just as good as some of the players right now.
Thanks, Leon. Thanks, Leon.
And obviously, following the rookie draft, or just prior to the rookie draft, we were able to formalise our selections with the Next Generation Academy. So we took 2 Cat B players, which again, when we look at our club and our investment in this space, is something that we want to continue to evolve, and the opportunities that it provides from a list point of view is something that we see as an advantage for us, where we haven't really had the father-son opportunities that probably other clubs have had over time. So I'll introduce the first of our 2 NGA Cat B draftees. So Ryder Luke, jump up, mate. Obviously, Ryder joins us from South Fremantle Football Club, a general forward. Can play tall, can play small, and fairly explosive as well. Something that we see a fair bit of development in Ryder, and obviously he's just beginning his journey from a football perspective, but we think there's a significant upside, and obviously living out the dream and working day to day. So tell us about the NGA, mate, and obviously being a part of it and that process, working with Roger and spending some time at the club before you arrived.
Yeah, being a part of the NGA has been awesome, just to be around the club and the facility, and yeah, with Rog, he's a great person, very supportive, and yeah, just getting to meet some of the staff around the club is pretty cool.
Over to you, mate.
Any questions for Ryder?
Ryder, we just had a little bit of an introduction as to the style of play. Who do you sort of liken yourself to or get inspired by in the AFL at the moment?
I really like Josh Tracy and Shea Bolton, because I'm sort of like a mix of the tall and the small craft, so yeah, I really admire my game off of them.
And looking forward to, I guess, getting the opportunity to eventually play, what are the areas that you've been told that you maybe need to focus on?
I think endurance is definitely my key focus, to really try and impact on both ends of the play, like defensive and offensive. Yeah.
And we talked about the Essendon situation, being in the academy there, like having the academy experience here. What does that do for you when you walk in today and knowing people and the environment and just the club in general?
Yeah, it's awesome. Just the... Sorry.
Hey, right.
Could you ask that again, sorry?
Yeah, what's it like knowing you're walking into a familiar environment as part of the academy? What's that done for you?
Yeah, it's sort of walking into a familiar environment. It sort of eases things, you know, knowing that you sort of know your way around and sort of, yeah.
Did you know any players?
Oh no, I haven't met any players at all until today.
What was that experience?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Just getting to train with them. There's the standards that they put up at training. Yeah.
And what was the experience like for you when you sort of found out that you'd be ending up at the Dockers and training with the guys?
Yeah, I was so stoked to be able to stay home and to live out my dream playing, because I supported Freo, and yeah, just to be able to train and play here would be awesome.
Was it a phone call that was sort of made, and what were you doing or when you found out?
So I found out a couple of weeks prior, but it got confirmed a couple of days before the draft, and yeah, I was just sort of just waiting for my name to get called out. Yeah.
A lot of good players at South Freo. Did you get a chance to learn from some of those league boys?
Yeah, for sure I did. We trained with them for a couple of weeks with the seniors, and it's like there's some AFL talent there, so just to be able to learn off of them was really good. I think it really helped me.
And look, last but not least, I'll get Toby Wan to jump up. And obviously Toby joins us through the NGA as well, another South Fremantle product, which is, again, really exciting to build that connection, which obviously has a really strong connection to Fremantle Football Club, South Fremantle and East Fremantle. A strong year through the Colts. Biggest game this year. How many goals you kicked, mate?
4.
4 goals. So I think he's had a pretty impressive year. His skills, we love his work by foot. He's a really impressive left footer and can kick it a fair way too at times. So a fairly mature body as well, something that we saw at Colts level. How have you found that in terms of as your body's matured and your ability in the contest, and I guess you've got really strong endurance as well, how that's allowed you to elevate your game this year?
Yeah, definitely. Like last year at the start of the pre-season going into the 2025 season, I put on a hefty amount of weight. I think it was 6 kilos, so that definitely helped me in the contest and being a bit stronger through my hips and being able to drive out, which definitely helped make myself look a bit better. And then my endurance has just been naturally all over my junior footy. I've loved my running, so whenever I get a chance, I'll soak up as many Ks as I possibly can and try and just run my opponent into the ground. So it's helps me get a bit more outside footy as well and get on the left foot. So yeah.
And I think you probably have the best nickname that hasn't arrived from Freo, but tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I don't know, some of the boys have been saying Obi out there from Obi-Wan Kenobi, which it's been said a few times over the last few months, which is, it's been nice to hear a nickname early on, so yeah.
Very good. All yours, Toby.
Thank you.
Questions for Toby about his nickname?
Can you use the force?
Yeah, hopefully I can bring some force. Hopefully I can play sometime throughout the year, and yeah, hopefully I can get known as a bit of a force.
Do you think of yourself, Toby, as a midfielder or a winger?
Well, due to the juniors, I've been playing on ball, which is, I love to say that, but coming into especially this list, they've got a stacked inside mid group, so yeah, definitely can find a wing spot hopefully, and I feel like my game will suit out there as well with my running capacity and my foot skills, so yeah.
Who have you looked up to?
Probably Andy Brayshaw with his just running power and his defensive side of his game, which I'm trying to better myself and model him a bit. And then also Hayden Young, his left foot, his stoppage work as well this year has been unreal, and hopefully he can get back on the park for the whole season.
There was times throughout the year where it was talking about you kind of going early and maybe getting pinched from the Dockers. Obviously, you came through the NGA pathways. What was that like? Did you ever have any doubt that you might get there, and what has it been like to finally get that confirmed?
Yeah, it's been an eventful year with either form or what people will think, and then towards the back end of the year and probably a month ago, I got sort of similar to Ryder with the confirmation about ending up here, which was just lovely, and they sort of said if you do get bidded on, it's a decision for us to make on the night, and obviously I didn't, and yeah, so stoked to be here and end up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone want to chat to Joe quickly? Yep. Thank you.
Mason Cox arrived as well.
Yes, he has. That's the best kept secret in Perth at the moment. So, look, it's obviously something that we looked at, went far and wide. With Liam Reedy going to Carlton, it was pretty important from a list demographic perspective to make sure that we had a mature ruck that we could bring in the event that you obviously need to jump in if Sean or Luke weren't available and what that looks like. And so we looked at all the mature age talent across the country, and we look at his record, 140 odd games for Collingwood. He's a premiership player, great experience. He's had really good durability with his body. He's only played since 2015 at AFL level as well. So he'll come in and play that ruck and forward role. Obviously, we've got some talent that he's competing with, so we know that his best footy stacks up at AFL level, and even from a locker room point of view, we've already seen in meetings his ability and his experience that he'll have, an influence he'll have across the group will be really valuable to us, because we've only got 2 or 3 players that are over 30.
So last year when Sean wasn't available or when Luke wasn't available, you only went with the one ruckman, but you wanted to be a dual ruckman team. Does this mean that you'll definitely have a position now where you'll be 2 rucks no matter what, because you've got such an experienced third no matter who that is? Yeah,
I think what we're going to do is look at the development of Luke Jackson in other roles as well. The opposition you're playing against, taking the team to 23, definitely probably is advantageous for most teams to consider having 2 rucks in your side. How it looks from a ball-up perspective is going to look different as well in terms of the opposition ruck you go against, whether your ruck wants to wrestle or their jump. I think Mason provides us really good flexibility in that. I won't say that we'll always play with 2 rucks, because at times Vossi's done a pretty good job in there as well, but from my perspective, hopefully we're a really fit list and there's competition for spots.
You've got a giant now, a beanpole giant in Cox, you've got the wrestling ruckman in Darcy, and you've got the jumping ruckman in Jackson, and the centre bounce is different this year with the rule change. Do you feel like you've got every aspect of that covered now?
Yeah, no, definitely. And they've all got different strings to their bow as well in terms of going forward. So, and Luke obviously can play on ball as well. So when we look at our list and we want to make sure that across the year, again, as I said, we can have a competition for spots, but at times we may need to call on other players from an availability perspective, or whether we're resting different players with the schedule and what it looks like. That flexibility will hold us in good stead.
When do you get these boys into full training, Joe?
This morning, so they jumped straight into it, which is great. I think for them to get exposure to our group and the standards, and I think even Swadey might have talked about the voice, and it's pretty loud out there. Like, I get a real clear expectation of what AFL footy is like, and an expectation on what we want to demand of our players, and that's whether it's day one or whether it's in your 15th year. And something that we've got a real focus on in our pre-season is excellence, and we want to drive that. And that's not only up to our players that have been here for 10 plus years. All these draftees have the exact same expectation in arriving at the club.
What's your message to them about playing senior footy next year?
Go after it. I think Murphy Reid showed that in his first year what he could do, and obviously everyone's development pathway looks different. So not everyone's going to get the opportunity to debut in their first year. So our expectation is that they come in wanting to win every single day and get better at their footy. There's a carrot there at the end of the day to try and debut, and I'm sure they're all chasing it, but whether it's next year or the years to follow, we feel like we're in really good stead with the talent we've been able to bring in through this draft.
Does Murphy Reid give you literally someone that the next generation can be inspired by straight away and go, it is possible?
Oh, 100%. I think that the work that goes into his own craft and his own game, Murphy's a great example of someone that knows what they need to improve on, but also knows what his strengths are. And all of these players behind me have AFL traits and strengths, and they've all got improvements in their game that they're chasing. So from our perspective, we put the environment and the resources around them to make sure they come in every day focusing on how they can get better at their footy, but also we want them to explore their strengths and take those to another level as well. So I think they're all really well placed to be able to do that next year, and today's just the beginning.
I'm going to ask the same question you're going to ask. Okay.
He looks like he's been hard at work in the off-season, Murphy. Is he taking his fitness or anything to another level?
Oh, look, it's obviously early days, so we'll find out where his fitness is at. He looked like he ran pretty well. I think his body's matured. He came in as probably a young man in terms of his physical strength and his work in the gym, and that's something that he needed to build on. And I think we'll only see him explore that and grow. And he's already been working really closely with our new Director of Performance, Adam Beard, and what it might look like in the gym and changing those aspects. And then you explore understanding your nutrition better from an athlete point of view, and he'll want to take his contest work to another level, but also his endurance and getting up and down the ground. And we expect him to play a similar role, but there might be opportunities for him to get into the midfield this year as well. So I'm sure Murphy's excited about all those things.
Massive cohort of senior players out there this morning. Was that encouraging to see, and do you think it would have been as large if there was some cricket to watch?
Well, I think Alex Pearce spent the first 2 days at the cricket, so if there was, maybe he wouldn't have been here. But look, most of those senior players were our leaders too, not just guys in our leadership group, but players that are in our senior cohort, as you alluded to, that are really driven to take their footy to another level. And I think that's a really important part of our list demographic at the moment, is that the competition for spots isn't just your developing players, the competition's there for our senior players as well. So I think they're all looking and itching to get back. We obviously finished a little bit later this year, which meant we're a bit delayed getting back into pre-season. Our first of 4 years only have 3.5 weeks, and our 5+ years only get 2.5 weeks, and then 3 weeks off at Christmas. So there's a bit of work to get in over the next few weeks, that's for sure.
Murphy Reid looked light. Guy Amos looks light as well. Luke Ryan looks like he's got some teeth as well. Like, has there been a focus on a few guys to come back in a different sort of shape, body shape, to change their game a bit?
Obviously, the year before, Jai put on a fair bit of weight, and now it's about his ability to manage that and balance it out, and then build his endurance, which you'll probably see at different times him trim off, and build his strength and power, which will be a key component for him. So again, I'm not exactly sure of the specific detail on that. I think Murphy's body will mature in terms of age. Lukey's obviously come back from a pretty significant shoulder injury and the surgery, so generally you find that players will come back a bit leaner as well after doing that, because he hasn't been able to do as much of the program in the off-season, but we expect him to be in full training on the other side of Christmas.
He's tried battling stuff last year. He had up and down moments throughout the season, and got me that sort of weight would indicate that there's something maybe not right with the body at some point.
Oh, look, he's got his bits and pieces, a young body, and taking on, he's played a fair bit of footy as well and getting through an entire year. So there's maintenance that he would be going through, but a lot's been talked about with Jai. He actually plays a really important role for us, and he's in his ability to explore getting up on the wing. We forget that he's going to be 22 this year, and what he's been able to do at AFL level already is pretty impressive. So the sky's the limit in terms of what he can do and taking his body to another level, but there's obviously aspects of his game that he's looking to focus in on, really work closely with Jamie Graham. So really driven. I think he's had a good break, got up north for a bit, but I think he's looking forward to dialing in, and obviously again the tall forward spots is something that's going to be exciting competition.
Just one more, Mason Cox. He told the story a few years back about Justin ringing him while he was at a festival somewhere and trying to get reception on his phone and all that sort of stuff, wherever he was. You guys have been keen him for a while. What is it about him that you guys have always wanted to get him in the club for? Yeah,
I think it changes over time depending on your list, and there was conversations had with Mason a few years back, and you obviously, as you alluded to, and I think now when we look at it in terms of the experience, the depth and flexibility he provides, the ability to play forward, the ability to play in the ruck, I think the changes to the rule will be advantageous for him as well, and he's available. Obviously the opportunity finished up at Collingwood, and the timing was right, so he's as invested as anyone on our list in coming over here. He wants to have an impact, so that's a really exciting thing for us as a club, to be able to bring someone in like that with that kind of maturity that's really driven